24 hours underground, man. And if you don't know, what we do here is we shine the spotlight on up and coming entrepreneurs, whether you're a rapper, singer, just if you got a grind period, you know what I'm saying? We interview you, we put the spotlight on you, and we let your audience get to know the person behind who you are as an entrepreneur. And today, this is a special interview for me because this is a brother that I've known for a long time. And I literally do mean a brother, man, from another mother. Known this brother since middle school all the way through fucking high school, man. Had a lot of good times together, a lot of ugly times together. But because we got that Scorpio and Aries energy, you know what I'm saying? But overall, man, this has always been my brother. No matter what we went through, we always came back together, you know what I'm saying? Understood each other, came to a common ground as real men tend to do, you know what I'm saying? So today I get to interview this brother about some of the things that I don't even know, man. There's a lot of blank spaces in his life that I still want to know as a good friend of his that I wasn't around for. I'm going to ask those questions. This brother is like an urban myth in A-Leaf, so I'm gonna ask like a lot of mythical questions that people want to know that we don't know if it's real or not, that he gonna confirm for us here today. And we just gonna let y'all get to know the man behind the artist, man, the man behind the myth, the legend, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna lay a lot of groundwork down for y'all as far as his life, and we're gonna set a lot of facts straight today. So y'all stay here. If you here, if you're not here and can't watch right now, I know it's late. Don't worry about that. We're going to edit the video and put it back out for y'all to watch. And it's a good one, man. If you're from A-Leaf starting to fuck up, this is one you're going to want to see. All right? But I want to dive right into it, man. So, first of all, thank you for taking the time to do this interview with me, bro. I know you got a lot of shit going on. You just performed at the little festival with Pow Wow. You got some other shows coming up. You're working on music from what I've seen on Facebook. So I know you got a lot of shit going on. So I appreciate you for taking the time. But then it's late than a motherfucker too. So that's definitely love, man. But I want to start from the very beginning, man. I want to go way back to the origin of shit. And let's set some facts straight. So where are you originally from?
Hey man, first and foremost, that freestyle, man, I gotta redo that bitch. I gotta come harder than that. Oh, no. At the I don't.
Hey, I caught you off guard. I put you on the spot. So you know what I'm saying? But even then, nigga, you was dropping some shit. You know what I'm saying? You always been one of the best freestylers. Nobody could take that shit from you. You always had that old school H-Time flow down pat. You know what I'm saying? That shit I love, bro. But we can redo that. But I do want to go back to the very beginning, bro, because I want the point of this interview to be people to get to know you outside of just what they think they know. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the thing.
Are these words I'm saying, is they going to be in my face?
Are they going to be in your face?
Yeah, you going to edit that shit out of me?
Hold on. Let me turn you up, first of all. Okay, boom. All right, what you were saying?
No, I was saying, man, look, you know me, man. I fresh out of prison, you know what I'm saying? 8 years, you know what I'm saying? Thanks to Allah, I'm back refreshed. So I'm kind of like lame to this whole social media ass and all that shit. I see these words on this live. I'm trying to see if that shit gonna be in my face or you gonna edit that shit out.
No. So everything that you see right now is gonna be the setup. So everything that you see from the stuff on the side to the words down at the bottom, this is going to be the setup. Only thing I'm going to do is kind of top it up, take out anything that's irrelevant, and kind of put my intro at the beginning. But this is going to be the interview for the most part. So, yeah, we pretty much going live.
All right,
you ready to do it?
Man. So you asked me where am I originally from?
Originally from?
I'm originally from H-Town. Now, my mother...
What part of H-Town? Because, you know, the hoods in H-Town like their own cities.
Yeah. Okay, my mother, she was born and raised in Higham Park. She's been out here since 1972.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So originally when I came out the hospital, she was saying on Highway 6 and damn, what's that shit called? The Hawthorne Apartments, right?
Okay.
Which, you know, I came immediately to my grandmother's house out here in Higham Park.
Gosh.
She didn't want to raise me in Higham Park because Higham Park was like turned up then back in the early 90s, gangsters and all that shit. A-Leaf, you know what I'm saying? A-Leaf was up and coming, and you know, there's a lot of Europeans out there, so she wanted to bring her children, you know what I'm saying, to a better place. And, you know, A-Leaf Leaf is beautiful. Look like you could raise kids there, but you know, once you get in them apartments, getting them bandanas and shit behind the scenes is real treacherous. And
For sure.
she ended up thinking she taking me from a bad situation to a better situation, and the better situation ended up worse.
Right.
But I'm an
Okay.
A-Leaf nigga, thank God, from the sperm seed to right now.
Right. Okay.
hmm
So what age was you when you actually left Farm Clark and came to A-Leaf?
6 months old,
Okay.
like I
So
said,
what was the
she was saying in the Hawthorne. You know what I'm saying? I really, come out the hospital, come straight to grandma's eyes, but she was
right?
already staying in the Hawthorne, so I'm gonna say 6 months old.
So what was the first elementary you went to?
The first elementary that I
Yeah.
went to Montgomery right here in Highland Park, and she
Gotcha.
was staying on Fondren then, and I had to be like 5 years old, pre-K.
So
So I was actually staying on the west at that point.
so who actually raised you? Because like I said, I know bits and pieces, but from the outside looking in, it seemed like your mom and your dad was pretty present in your life.
Yeah, my mom, dad raised me, my grandma, shit, you, niggas like Anto,
For
Chemo,
sure, for sure. We raised each other for
playing big
sure, bro.
bro. Yeah, yeah. So man, from my grandparents, nigga, to my mother, first and foremost, nigga, to the streets of A-League, nigga, and everybody in their time.
So had a little bit of upbringing from everybody, like all of us, you know what I'm saying? But it sounded like your mom was the primary parent as far as raising you and your grandmother.
Man, hell yeah, my mom played the biggest role in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Billy Johnson, like, you know me
And I
too.
love that lady too, man. She
Yeah,
has
all
so much
right.
love in her heart, bro. Damn, bro. She was good
Yeah,
people. And we
so,
we
so
gonna we
you
gonna
know, Billy
dive deep
Johnson,
into that too. We're gonna dive deep into that too because it's a lot that I want to touch on with moms because I know I had a relationship with moms too, so there's a lot I want to go into with that. But
so for
just
sure.
keeping it pushing as far as people actually getting to know you. Did you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I got two sisters, man, Tiara and Tamiria Shepherd.
And are they older than you or younger than you?
They younger than me,
Gotcha.
2 years younger and 8 years younger.
So growing up in A-Leaf, living with moms, two younger sisters, just you as the man in the house, right?
You know, my dad was prison until I turned about 11. Him and my mom separated. They went their
All right,
separate ways. And at that point, yeah, I was the man in the house.
gotcha. So for y'all who don't know, this nigga Big Hurt is like 6 foot what?
6 foot three, 355 pounds. Just got weighed yesterday.
So what age did you get your height, G?
Man, shit, man, I ain't gonna lie. I was about 6 foot tall 12, well, when I was 12 years old. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Well, when we first started mobbing and shit, you know what I'm saying? We'll get into that later if you bring it back up. You know what I'm saying? 306 pounds to be exact. So that's when I
gotcha.
really came into my prime.
So 12 years old, six some foot, 300 some pounds. How did that affect your attitude? And then you were the man of your house at that. Looking back, how did that affect your attitude? How did it change your attitude once you hit that growth spurt and got that size?
Well, I always been humble, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never
Right.
been bullied or nothing.
Yeah.
Actually, at a point in time, I actually got bullied. It was a nigga
Right.
named Chad, you know what I'm saying? We were saying the Henderson Glen, about 9'6",
Bro, wait a
9'5".
minute. Wait a minute. You was six some foot in a 12 in a that 12 years old and a nigga named Chad bully you.
Okay, at that point, I probably was about 5'2". This like 9'6", 9'5". I was like 6'7", about probably
Okay.
180. You know what I'm saying? Still the biggest nigga, you know what I'm saying? But
Gotcha.
like, shit, yeah, the nigga was bullying me. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell the bus driver, you know what I'm saying, to hold the nigga on the bus, that to give me enough time to run to the house. Nigga, my mama watching me like doing this shit over a series of days, and she
Right.
finally just said like, man, you either gonna fight him or I'm gonna tear your ass up. Now, I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie, I was
Miles was the
scared as hell.
OG, bro.
Hey, I was scared as hell. Went downstairs, shit, nigga, I'm like shit, I'm just gonna have to fight this nigga. I ain't about to take no ass whooping from Ann. She make a nigga put his hands on the wall and she gonna fight. She gonna whoop that ass until the nigga get out of
Right.
breath. I
Right.
went down there, started laying them hoes on that nigga. I was like, God damn, this nigga get the going back. Next thing you know, my sister ran down the steps and he flew through the window. And I still blame it on
Jumped his
her for
ass.
unleashing something in me that I ain't know was in me. Ever
So
since then, every
where
nigga
the
thought
A
he
Leaf
was
y'all living at this time?
we was in Huntington Glen, right down Kirkwood and Bissonnette. I
Damn. So you lived at
think she
Huntington Glen
lived there,
from
nigga.
okay, so for y'all who don't know, that area, that Huntington Glen, Huntington Village area is kind of where we met. So what age did you move into that area?
Okay, like I said, man, it was the early '90s, man. I was going to Alexander, so that was like first grade. So,
So what part of A Leaf did all this happen in?
man, like I Rip Cook Road because that's really where I got my nuts from, the real street gang, the real gangster side of me. But all up and down this and that shit from
Okay.
motherfucking Forum Park and this and that all the way down to DA and this and that. You know
Okay.
it.
So what age did you move into the Huntington Glen, Huntington Village area?
I can't remember the exact age, but I know 9'6", 9'7". I was staying there for sure.
Okay. So 9, 6, 9, 7. I think we was like maybe 11 or 10 years old going into that 2000. I know I was like 12, 13. So that's
Well,
about right.
well, well,
Maybe a little
well,
younger.
actually, yeah,
Maybe a
you
little
little
younger. Okay. So we don't move throughout A Leaf. Kind of got a little heart. Now we got a little size. We realizing it's just us, mama, our two sisters in the house. And then you go into Holla. And
Oh,
Holla at this time was a motherfucker. I didn't go to Holla. I went to Kilo and I bust down the street. But I remember seeing everybody get out of school, so on and so forth. And I end up meeting everybody that, went to Holla because I stayed in the area. But so what was it
you
like
went to
for you?
Kilo.
I went to Kilo for sure.
Yeah.
But what was it like for you as a seventh grader going into Holla? Did you know everybody already, like coming from like intermediate and elementary?
I mean, yeah, coming up on Benson or whatever, you already know people from that area, so I was already familiar with everybody. I just wasn't
Okay.
familiar with the beast that was inside of me, unfortunately.
So from what I hear, there was like a lot of stuff going on at Hollip as far as people getting jumped. And Hollip is a middle school, y'all. Like we grew up in A Leaf. A Leaf is not like a horrible area, but it ain't no fucking walk in the park either. So I heard a lot of people was getting jumped at Holla. There was always fights and shit. So what was it like as far as your introduction to Holla? Because I feel like middle school is really your introduction to A Leaf. You don't really meet A Leaf until you go to school with the older motherfuckers, and you know what I'm saying? You really get into that environment where the teachers can't protect you. You know what I'm saying? So what was it like your introduction to A Leaf through Holla?
You know me by being big. I went in there playing football, but once
Right.
I went inside of there, man, I ain't gonna lie, that turned me into something totally different because once
Right.
they introduced early dismissal and we start going up there to Burger King, if
Yeah.
you ain't got no money to go up there and Burger King, you know what I'm saying? Early dismissal, you lame, you out of there. So,
Right.
we started clicking up and jumping people and going in
Right.
their pockets and things like that. And that's how
Yeah.
I originally caught my first case and went to juvenile for the first time. I caught that case um, in the eighth grade. They arrested me ninth grade to the Hastings. You know what I'm saying? You remember how the shit go? I ain't gonna say names or nothing, but we'll jump a nigga, mob a nigga, go in his pockets or whatever. Everybody take off running. I'm so
We was bad
motherfucking
as hell.
fast and noticeable, and they
Yeah.
identified me at the yearbook. So that once that happened,
Uh,
mm-hmm.
okay. So this was I remember this shit. I
Yeah,
think this I couldn't
you were
remember if this was in high
there.
school or in middle school. But yeah, I remember that. I remember okay. So we was bad as hell, y'all. We used to get out
Yeah,
early from middle school and we would go to like the Mexican part of A Leaf and we would like
All
beat
right,
up the Mexicans and
just
like
like
go in their
you.
pockets. Horrible, I know, but we was just badass kids. You know, we wanted money to go eat with our friends, so on and so forth. And
And much love to all my essays, man, all the blast niggas,
for sure,
LTCs, LPs, man. Much love to
for sure.
all my essays, all my niggas. Y'all know that.
As we got older, we started realizing, you know, black and brown is not too far from each other, but it wasn't really no white kids in our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So they
Yeah.
were the only kids outside of our group, you know, that was accessible for us to take advantage of. Which, you know, black kids usually in their school, they are the alphas. You know what I'm saying?
True.
It's not many people that's gonna really fuck with us, especially if we clicked up. So, you know, we was bad as hell, just doing
I,
shit
I
that
ain't
we shouldn't
I
have
ain't
been
gonna lie.
doing.
I ain't gonna lie, Billy. Them Southwest Cholos, them niggas was gruesome too. Them niggas were
Oh yeah.
playing with
Now
babies, man.
don't get it wrong. The Mexicans in our neighborhood wasn't innocent by any means, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, in our school, in our neighborhood, the black
Yeah,
kids was the alpha. So we could have been presumed as
true,
picking on them, even though
true,
they had their gangs too. You know what I'm saying?
true.
But so okay, let's go into this because damn, I thought this shit was like in high school, I remember, but this was we was in middle school. So that first arrest, you got pointed out because, like you said, you were the most noticeable one, which he was at that time. Um, so what was this? Was in eighth grade. You got locked up, right?
Well, we, I'm not gonna say no we. Well, I did that in the eighth grade, but it caught up to me at the A-League ninth grade center at Hastings. That's where they
Really?
arrested me. Yeah, crazy.
Okay.
They arrested
See,
me in
this is
high
why we
school
had to
bar.
have this conversation. I never even knew this shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So they come into the fucking ninth grade center and get you.
Like get me, like I forget if I was in class or whatever, took me to the office, said that I had robbed somebody with bodily injury, handcuffed me. The school bell rang, everybody come out in the hallways and shit, they walk me out to juvenile.
Okay.
Yeah, juvenile. We didn't say juvenile.
This shit is crazy, bro. Okay. Did not fucking know this. This is crazy the motherfucker. Okay. So the guy snitched or he talked to the police or what, how did that happen? How did they get your information? Or did
Like
he
I
report the
said,
crime?
I don't know. See, I ain't gonna just. All I know is I was identified at the Holla yearbook, and it's
Wow.
got a name in it.
So these
So,
niggas went in the fucking hollow yearbook and got a picture of you?
and my name there, and Timothy Shepard, and came right to Hastings High School and
Bro,
arrested my ass.
what the
You
fuck?
ain't know that. You ain't
Okay.
know that's how that happened.
Hell no, I didn't know this shit. See, I remember this shit happening differently. I remember us being older, first of all. I don't know why. But I remember us being older. I'm thinking like 10th, 11th grade this shit happened. Because that's when we was really bad. I remember like that 10th grade year, nigga, we was bad as fuck. We were doing a lot of shit we weren't supposed to be doing. We was even beefing with each other. So we was bad
Yeah.
as hell that
Okay.
10th,
Okay.
11th
Yeah.
grade year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
After I got out
but
of
this
juvenile,
was
yeah, that's
ninth grade when they came to come fucking grab you. Okay, and I remember, see, this is why we need to have this talk because it was like a lot of talk around A-Leaf about what happened. So let's clear this rumor up right now. So did you get a boy brain damage or some shit like that when you hit him?
now.
Because that was the rumor.
What shit? Well, I'm gonna say the dude did have some kind of bodily injury or whatever. I ain't gonna just say brain damage, but I did hear the brain damage part. But yeah, he did have bodily injury.
Okay. So the bodily injury is what led to it becoming, I'm guessing, a felony.
They called it robbery with bodily injury. So however
Uh,
that went.
okay. And did you end up serving time for this? Or was it just like probation?
Okay, well they took me to the little A-League juvenile center. Then they took me and Tim. You remember little Tim, right?
Yeah.
Little Tim got arrested for the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they ended up taking us both down to juvenile JDC. I know I got probation, he got probation, and it was our first time, right? So
Hmm.
everybody go juvenile. Their first
Yeah.
time they get released, but they ain't released us. We in that hole crying like a motherfucker. I still. Oh, oh,
So wait, okay, dog. Like you don't even realize, like you really clearing up like some A-Leaf legends right now. So we know Tim, aka Pedro.
yeah,
Some of y'all don't, probably
Pedro,
gonna see this
Pedro,
video and be like, "Who
Pedro.
the fuck is Skinny Tim?" They call him Pedro now. So we know Pedro went to jail when we was young, and he was like on Rico jail, where he was coming home on the weekends. And we know that you got locked up, but we didn't know this shit was for the same fucking crime. So you clearing up a A-League fucking myth for us right now. Cause this is some shit we always know that knew that both of y'all got locked up. We never knew it was all on the same case. We never knew that y'all went to juvenile at the same time. We just always heard these stories. So this shit is crazy, bro. Okay.
All right, man. All right, man. So all y'all just go ahead, come together, man, and just give me $100 each, man, for not bringing y'all names.
I ain't gonna lie. That was my next sentiment. Because I didn't know this shit happened like this. So, nigga, you get, and I know they probably don't even matter to you right now, but you get extra real nigga points because you could have convicted all of us, nigga, and sent all of
Yeah,
our fucking life on a different fucking path. And we don't
like
even
a mother.
fucking know this shit. So this is some shit that you know the niggas we grew up with is gonna be watching and being like, they go, what? Okay. Dog.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
some, first of all, I know you are a solid nigga, so you probably never even wanted no fucking, you know what I'm saying, no pat on the back for this shit. But nigga, this is something you should have shut us down and explained to us like, bro, y'all niggas know I could have indicted y'all niggas, but never, bro, like nigga, our whole fucking relationship probably would have been totally fucking different. Nigga, I would have wanted to do all type of shit for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That nigga, I never even knew that shit. That's crazy in the motherfucker,
yeah,
bro.
like you say, it wasn't no pat on the back. I was just just being me. I'm
Being
shit.
solid, right? But at the same time, nigga, what the fuck? You should have told us this shit.
Yeah,
But
I never even brought that shit up.
never even brought it the fuck up. But granted, after that, I do remember after that, we will only see you here and there. You know what I'm saying? So okay. But okay, so now, bro, this some shit is making sense. Okay, so damn, you go away to juvenile for how long?
Man, I don't know. Probably about less than a month because they gave me probation. Finally let me out.
Okay.
Yeah,
So how did
yeah.
that shit affect your mind once you was back out, back in the free world, seeing I'm I'm a 16, 15-year-old kid, but these people can come put me in cuffs. They can take me away from my mama. They can take me away from my daddy, my grandma, and there's nothing nobody can do for it. How did that change your point of view on the world?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, it didn't change my point of view. I mean, I just always just believed that, I really never mess with nobody, really. I just, what I'm saying, basically just do me. So I never
Right.
looked for trouble. I was just doing me. So it really didn't affect me until I went to prison this time for that 8 years, 7 years and 8 months. I'm gonna say 8 years to make it short. You know what I'm saying? It really didn't affect me until then. Now I'm on some shit like, man, I ain't doing shit to break the motherfucker. That shit.
I
Niggas
asked that
gonna have
because thinking back, now keep in mind, nigga, we didn't know the full magnitude of what was going on. I don't know if you just didn't want us to know, if your mom was like, yo, keep that shit low. But you didn't really explain all this shit to us. So all I remember is, nigga, you left and then you popped back up at school. But when you came back, and I may be wrong, this is just me from the outside looking in, it seemed like you were more defensive. You came back with an attitude of versus somebody who was always joking, who was always playing, who was always laughing, to somebody that was like, yo, I done been through some shit now. Don't bother me with no bullshit. I'm not taking no bullshit from nobody, and don't play with me like that. Am I wrong? Is that the attitude you came back with?
Well, I guess you could say that. Like I say, from me being bullied to my mama making me fight and actually
Right,
exposed to something that I had inside of me that I didn't know, to the point that, like I said, I don't really mess with nobody. So when
right,
people come picking with me, I'm like, dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all chill, but you keep poking at me, then that's when it's, oh, now I done
right.
took L's and everything too. So it ain't just like I'm just motherfucking Floyd Mayweather, but
And that's one
still,
thing I
yeah.
noticed, bro, growing up. And it's crazy too, because you would think it wouldn't be that way, but I noticed that you being bigger, it was like niggas would pinpoint you when we was growing up. Like, let me try that nigga for some reason. And you always ended up having to prove yourself, like, yo, y'all chill, bro. I'm not no bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, like, I remember multiple niggas like Buck, look, Eno, little cousin, Buck. Don't even remember why. This nigga just hated you for some reason.
Bro,
This nigga hated this nigga
know,
big
look,
out, bro.
Billy, you know, if you take out the biggest nigga, bro, you gonna get some motherfucking stripes.
So you think that's what it was?
Yeah, hell yeah. And then, you know,
But
ain't none of us no hoes, so niggas like, they ain't fearing that size and nothing, so they, nigga, what it was, nigga, what's cracking, what's popping, nigga, you know what I'm saying? It's just what it was. But yeah, I
so
took a lot of targets for my size, though.
right. So you come back to school. I'm not gonna say you changed because you were still the same guy, you know what I'm saying? But you just had like more of a confidence, if I could say so, about yourself, of knowing, okay, it was kind of like now you knew whatever come, I could take care of it. It's whatever y'all niggas gonna throw at me, I could take care of it. And that was the light you walked with. And I feel like with that confidence, you attracted new friends, including people like me. We were kind of already tight because we played football. Our whole little football team was tight. But we started hanging out more. You had people like Antho, Chris Brimfield, Double D, Ronnie, Craig. You know, we was all clicked up. And one day we came together and we formed a group. And the group was called the Young Legends.
Young Legends.
You know, we sat in the Washington. We talked about the name for it. We freestyled. We contemplated on it. And we formed this group. And what was so special about our group, I know some of y'all are wondering, okay, why the fuck does that matter? We were one of the first groups in A-Leaf to start dropping mixtapes at a young age. In high school, 10th grade, 11th grade, 9th grade, we were already putting out quality music that people was fucking with in A-Leaf. So before a lot of y'all niggas that y'all like now was even rapping, before them niggas was even writing to rap, we was already putting out material. You know what I'm saying? So we had this group of intelligent young black men. We came together. We started something beautiful called the Young Legends. But then, as it usually happens, personalities get in the way. And we started to fall the fuck apart and and make diss songs about each other. So, from your recollection, what the fuck was it that made the Young Legends kind of crack and fall apart like it did?
Man, I could just, as I remember, you know what I'm saying? I was going through the trade lunch line, and you remember, you know, coming through Hastings, you in the trade lunch line, nigga. That's embarrassing.
Oh man,
nigga, so you know my mama, she give a nigga $2-3, you know what I'm saying, before school, nigga. But y'all niggas in that whole balling, y'all big cheese fries and chicken tenders.
You know what's crazy?
Anto dropped the song. Who is him? You can find them in the trade lunch line. You can find them in the trade lunch line.
And we all broke as fuck, spending our fucking parents' money, dumb as hell. And I don't even know how the fuck I was on that song because I ain't even get no money for lunch. My dad was probably the brokest niggas in the neighborhood, taking care of motherfucking 3 motherfucking kids by himself. And I'm talking about who is Tim. You can find him my ass in the trade lunch line too, and everybody gonna sit down.
You and Antho, both motherfucking freestyling rap veterans, bro, going against just me. Yeah, that was crucial. That was something really exciting.
Man, we had our little rap battles, man. We was brutal with, man. We was cruel as hell to each other as kids. But
you actually went to BET Freestyle Friday.
Yeah, for 106 Park Freestyle Friday eventually. Ended up getting my ass dusted on there, but I showed up. You know what I'm saying? I showed up. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna talk more about that because that was a crazy ass experience. But I'm gonna explain why that shit happened the way it happened. I ain't never got to explain to you personally. Huh?
How you even got to that bitch? I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna tell you about that shit. So, start a group called the Young Legends, young intelligent black men. We dropping mixtapes, doing our own recording, doing all type of just genius shit for such a young age. It was like in 9th, 10th grade. People actually fucking with the music. We had some shit going. Fall out. start making rap songs about each other and shit. Just silly shit, but we embarrassing each other because we friends.
Yeah.
We know shit about each other. We shouldn't be
It
beefing
was
in the
all
first
love,
place. We
man.
know too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Okay?
Ooh.
So eventually the mixtapes end up evolving into us actually fucking beefing. It's from, nigga, you gonna say this about me? And you know this about me, bitch? Oh, bitch, you gonna say that about me? I ain't fuck that. We won't beef. So some of y'all youngest that's running around right now, and I don't even know if you know this because you've been gone for a long time, but it's still little niggas who playing cutthroat killers. Some of y'all youngest who running
Oh,
around
you
banging
remember
the
the
click
cut?
cutthroat killers don't even know this nigga is one of the original cutthroat killers. So that CTK
Yeah.
that y'all banging, this nigga is one of the original niggas from that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Cutthroat,
So
man.
he had a clique called the Cutthroat Killers. We kept the Young Legends shit going, and it was the Cutthroat Killers versus the Young Legends. But this is how cool we was. This is why we shouldn't have been beefing in the first place.
Bro,
We
you
were
remember
so
your
cool.
daddy
One day
let
we
me
were
walk
supposed to
in
meet
the
up to
house?
fight. This nigga came and knocked on my door. My dad let the nigga in the house. So we in ironing bandanas. We folding clothes, increasing clothes, getting ready. This nigga popping on, y'all ready? We like, what the fuck this nigga get in the house? My dad, oh, I let Tim in. Nigga, what the So this is how you know we shouldn't even have been beefing. Nigga, our parent, we know each other parents and every fucking thing. But we let the music shit get so deep to where we embarrassing shit each other on wax, bro, and letting the whole fucking school hear. So it escalates to violence now. So we have our little beef, and I think it goes from like 10th grade to like maybe, I think 9th grade to like maybe like 10th grade. From there, we kind of squash shit because at the end of the day, we was friends and we was boys. Females, they hold grudges forever, but little boys, they fight about the shit and they be back kicking it the next day. We know that's the shit that we did. So Tim is back. The beef is settled. The dust is settled. He's even playing football now. You know what I'm saying? He's on the football team. He's a fucking commodity to the football team because, like we said, 6-something feet, 300-something pounds, and he has the fucking aggression to play both ways. So he's a commodity to the football team. So I got my nigga back. And it's always, and keep in mind, this nigga Tim, I don't know why, but I remember this nigga always coming to school and leaving school. Coming to school and leaving school. But it was always good when this nigga was around, bro. This nigga was a vibe. He made us laugh. He was funny. You know what I'm saying? He was the big homie. Nobody fucked with us when this nigga was around. It was always a vibe when this nigga was here. So 11th grade, I leave. I leave and I go to a different school because we moved. So them niggas still playing football. They still, yeah. I don't know if you remember that shit or noticed that shit. Because I was still in A-League, so a lot of people didn't even know I left Hastings. But I ended up leaving Hastings and going to Bush. So I lost.
You know each other.
Right. I lost connection with everybody. But this nigga was still my nigga, still talking to me, everything. One of the few people that still kept connection with me after I left Hastings. So the last time I seen you, bro, I don't even know if you remember this, but y'all niggas stole a car, came from Horn Clark, and y'all picked me up. Y'all trying to find some bitches. Y'all knew I knew what the females was. So y'all like, all right, let me go pick up my nigga Billy.
Me and my nigga was just talking about that days ago on my dead mama Richard.
One of the coolest little days of my life, man. Because keep in mind, we young niggas, so we ain't never had access to a car like that. So we had our own fucking car for the day. Granted, it's a Stolo, but we young and black. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Like a
spend the whole day with my nigga. We hit Schwabstown Mall. I don't know where these niggas got money from, but they buying all type of shit. We go to the little apartments where I know the females be. We post up with the cars trying to look like, you know what I'm saying?
One thing about you, boy,
got
you gonna have them
on.
females, Billy.
Huh?
That's one thing about you, you gonna have them females. You always had the way.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, once upon
a time, man.
But
I spend the whole day with my nigga, bro. Vibing, like I said, it was fun. This nigga was a vibe to be around, bro. Them niggas sleep by the time we get back to my crib, nigga. I'm driving. My last, it's a big ass truck. My last is behind the wheel of this big ass truck. Driving, we get back to the crib. I'm all right, bro. Get them niggas a dab. Fuck with me, nigga. Hell yeah, come back, pick me up. Don't see that nigga again for years. So I want to know, for my own information, what happens after that? What's the direction of your life? Where do you go? What are you up to?
All right, to make a long story short, all right, like you say, I was in and out of school. Well, after I got a juvenile, me and my sister Sierra, we got into a fight or whatever, right? And she
Mhm.
frightened me. You know what I'm saying? You know, she squabbles and everything. Now I
Oh
pull
yeah.
out a knife on her just to scare her. You know what I'm saying? And I end up going back to juvenile again for a daily conduct. And she the one
So what
whooping on
age
my
was
mama.
this? What grade was this?
I, I don't remember the grade, but I know I was 16 at that time.
Okay. So this was like 11th, 10th, 11th grade.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
I remember at a point in time, like I was in a clique or whatever at Holla, another clique called TYG or whatever. My mama
Hmm.
found out about it. The counselor called her. She's like, "You better get out that clique on me, tear your ass up." You know what I'm saying? That's when I got jumped out the clique or whatever. And then eventually I was going to Hastings, and I remember
Right.
sitting on the school bus, and I was like, and God, please cover me now, man, for this, man, because I was like, God, if I ever get into a game, make me die early. Because I was just like, man, I don't even want to do no game, man. Nothing. So
Really?
it was somebody in Hiram College that was like, they hit me on MySpace. This from MySpace was jumping. They was like, hey man, you want to be a full trade gangster group? I was like, man, I never heard of no full trade gangster group. I heard of 8 trade gangster group. He was like,
Right.
nah, full trade. So I come out to the club to my grandma's house, got introduced to the full trade gangster groups, you know what I'm saying? That's when I got my initiation down into the full trade gangster group at that point. From that
So
point,
what grade was this in? Was this in high school or after high school?
it was in high school. It was in high school. I can't
Okay.
remember what grade. I might say 11, 12. It was before the 12th grade, so I'm gonna say about 11th grade.
Okay. So now you full trade gangster crip. I'm guessing the niggas that you pulled up on with me, that was gang
Yeah, both of
that day.
them was both of them groups. Yeah.
Okay. So what does this lead you? Now you hanging with these guys. I think at this time we
All right,
was either in
so
like 12th
so,
grade.
so I got out of juvenile after that incident with my sister around the same time I got initiated in the gang or whatever. And you know I'm on probation again, so I can't
Mhm.
smoke weed. So I remember we all at Montgomery Park, they smoking weed and shit, and I wanted to get high. It was some old school niggas, like an old school blood nigga, standing off to the side, and they was smoking like some water and shit. And I just talking to them while everybody else smoking weed, and they was like, "Yeah, man, this shit right here, this shit don't last in the system. Shit, you ain't gonna fail no piss test." I was like, "Man, let me hit that." They was like, "Nah, man, we ain't gonna do that." So I finally let them talk to it. And that was my first time smoking a wet cigarette. I smoked it. I was like, I don't feel nothing. I was like, let me buy one. He was like, nah, man, that's enough. So he ended up finally selling me one for $5. And me and another folks like gangster group, we smoked that bitch together. That was my introduction to wet. Once I started smoking that Sherm Billy, well, thank God I'm out of prison now, man.
Okay.
Found God.
So so what age was this when you smoked Sherm for the first time?
Mm, I'm gonna say 16 years old.
Damn.
Before the age of 18, I was
You
still
feel like
going
you was
to
addicted to
Hastings.
it?
Yeah, before I was addicted to it. So I was still going to Hastings. I was still in high school.
Really?
Yeah,
Bro, this
yeah, yeah.
had to be in the 12th grade because I would have got on your ass, bro. You are, bro, what the? You
Not,
already
not,
know,
not,
bro.
not, nah. I want to say, man, really, I want to say Billy. I probably was like 15 because I remember I was in that TLC shit.
I must have never knew about that shit.
One of the Charlo brothers. You know what I'm saying? He was in the TLC shit with me. You know what I'm saying? You know the
Right.
dance school inside the school or whatever. So, but
Yeah,
that
the
ain't nothing,
alternative
man.
school.
I'm gonna come tell nobody like, bro, I'm smoking Sherm. I'm smoking wet cigarettes at such a young age.
Right.
That ain't nothing, nigga. Like that's like
Right.
some secretive shit. So
Right.
that's why you ain't know about that.
Damn, what the fuck? So so what age did you realize you was addicted to Sherm?
All right, Cook Road, fucking around with niggas like Fu Bang and
Right.
Tiger and shit. That's when I really got my first high off of it. I smoked that first term with my nigga Fruit Bang, and it was like my confidence was through the roof. It was a female standing in the apartment that I always wanted to holler at, but I was scared. And I finally hit that bitch. I got high. Nigga, I'm dying her throat. Like, ever since then, I'm going to say about 18 years old when I really got addicted to it. It was to the point niggas was like, we shouldn't have never put Big Tim on the sign.
What was it about that particular drug that made you get addicted to it? Was it the confidence that came with it?
And it was the confidence and, you know, like I say, people bullying me, calling me fat, and me having low self-esteem because I'm fat, not knowing that really the big niggas, you know what I'm saying, hoes don't dick, you know what I'm saying? It brought a whole different confidence level, bro, and from all the pain, the stress I'm going through, you smoke that cigarette, your whole body knows. So I wasn't feeling none of the stress, the pain, and none of that shit. So I guess you could say that's addiction, though.
So what age? So this is what I remember, and you can correct me. Before you did that 8-year bid, you went to state jail before that, right?
Damn, Billy, you know, yeah, I went to state jail.
You was my nigga. I remember all this shit, bro. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long did you do in state jail?
About 6 or 7 months.
6 or 7 months. So what was that charge for?
Stolen car.
Wow. Okay. Stolen fucking car. See, if I would have told your ass that day, hey, bro, park this hoe. But okay. Stolen car. 6 to 7 months in the state jail. How old were you when you went in?
I would say I was 20, and I got out when I was 21, April 22.
Okay. So I remember this. You had got out. Damn, and at that time, bro, and forgive me if my description is wrong. Got to remember, this is just my perspective from knowing you from a kid up to that point. I felt like
bringing up shit I forgot about.
Huh?
You bringing up shit I forgot about it.
Right. But I remember all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like y'all niggas gotta remember, I didn't grow up with no brothers, so y'all niggas literally was my brothers in essence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, and what I noticed was from that point, your light was dim, the laughing and the joking wasn't as much. You know what I'm saying? That charisma that you had that lit up the room, it was dim, and it wasn't gone. You were still you, but you could just tell you was just really hardened. And I don't even know if you remember this, but you came to the crib one day, and we was supposed to be recording music, and we ended up getting into it. Just again, Scorpio, Aries energy, fire. You know what I'm saying? We ended up getting into it, right? And they ended up pulling you out to the truck, and just me thinking about who you were and the light that you had and what I was seeing at that moment, bro. I had to go outside and just talk to you. And in typical us fashion, nigga, we were ready to fight. And this is not nothing new for us. We've been like this since we was kids. We always fall out, be cool again, fall out, be cool again. Yeah. So, but it was to the point to where I just had to talk to you and just try to speak some life into you and see what the fuck was in your mind.
Like, bro, nobody is against you, bro. Like, we are free, we fuck, and you were really trying to just critique me on my rapping. Like,
I could tell that time that you had did, it had put you in a defensive state. You know what I'm saying? And I could tell every time you went away and came back, you had came back more hardy. The shit, I don't even know if you noticed, but the shit you was going through in life, it was just building this shell around you. You know what I'm saying? And we had that conversation, and then I just always remember just thinking like, damn, man, my nigga is going through this shit, and it's gonna be hard for him to stay out of prison because of who this shit is making him. You know what I'm saying? It's already hard out here for a young black man. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they institutionalizing him behind bullshit, and it's building this shell of fucking around him. And then that was the last time. No. I saw you one more time after that, and then that was the last time I seen you for a while. and then your sister told me you was gone for a long time after that. So, what was
She told me
the charge
had
that
shouted me
led?
out on Facebook or something.
Say it
You was
again.
like, I remember, she told me you had shouted me out on Facebook. You was like, man, I
Right,
remember me and my nigga Tim rapping and all this shit. Something along
right.
those lines.
I
Appreciate
was
that
really
shout out.
inquiring about you because I didn't know you was in jail at this time. She had to inbox me and tell me, but she inboxed me. She was like, "Yeah, he gone. He in jail. I'm gonna try to get you the information, so on and so forth, so that you can write him, so on and so forth." But at this time, nigga, I didn't even know you was locked up. So this was
Yeah,
all news to me. But so this particular time, this was the last bid and the final bid. You know what I'm saying? But what
the
was
fight
the charge this time? For sure, for sure. But what was the charge that
aggravated,
you went away for this time?
aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
So what happened in this particular instance?
I'm not gonna get all the way into the details, but a lot
For
of people
sure.
want to say it's
Tell
like,
us what you can without,
okay,
stirring the waters.
okay. Well, a lot of people want to say it was because of the Sherm or whatever, but nah, that wasn't the case because I had
Gotcha.
already premeditated that I was going to end this dude's life. You know what I'm saying? Sober.
Right.
I just ended up going on to Foreign Park and running into a crib nigga that had some water while I was already in motion to going to do it, and then I
Gotcha.
smoked some water, so I was already in motion to do it sober. So I walked up behind this dude. I deserve every bit of the time that I did for it because I wouldn't want that to happen to me. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
was wrong. I walked up behind the dude for I, for whatever reasons between me and him. I lifted his head back and I cut his throat with a razor blade. Ended up the logs just pulled right into the alley. I dropped the knife, got onto my knees right there by the body, and they arrested me from that point. It didn't run nothing. That's
Wow.
what led me to prison.
Okay. Damn, bro. See, I did not know this shit. We debunking a lot of myths and rumors about you right now, bro. Because there was a lot of shit in the air about what you went away for. Okay, so now we know. So I'm assuming they take you in. You hide this time, so the shit got to wear off before you realize how serious what the fuck is going on is going on.
Yeah, well,
So,
they actually had me under investigation. Like, I ain't gonna say investigation for murder, but they were trying to see if the dude was gonna live or to die. I'm in
right,
the city jail, and as I'm sobering up, I'm like, man, I hope this nigga don't die because if this
right,
nigga die, I'm
right,
dead. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And then I remember the sheriff female, fine ass sheriff female. She come back and she was like, okay, your charge is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. At that point, I knew he had lived. Thank God for that.
right.
Thank God for that.
So now you still got a dilemma though, because even though he lived, they about to give you some big boy time. I'm assuming
Well,
at this time you know that.
actually, I was in disbelief because prior to that incident, I had just got out the crazy house. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, I was in the crazy institution, HCPC, and they had me taking a Risperdal. So when I got out, I wasn't on the psych medication. That's something that y'all probably ain't know either. I wasn't on the
Right.
psych medication. You know what I'm saying? And so I was under the
Sure.
impression that I was gonna beat the case because I wasn't on my psych medication. So the
Right.
first time I go to court, they was like, he's incompetent. So they
Right.
put me under like a investigation, like to watch me to see if I'm really retarded or whatever. And I
Right.
remember my court appointed lawyer, she was like, okay, now this time go in there and don't be faking or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they can tell. So I went
Right.
in there, being myself at that time. I should have just went on with the whole goddamn act and probably would have just went back to the crazy house.
Right.
But listening to my court appointed lawyer, they found me competent. And that's when I copped out for it. They originally came in with 10 years. I talked them down to 9. My grandma and my mother, they was like, go ahead, take it, baby, or whatever. I took it. I signed for the 9 years. Was prison for 9 years. Did 7 years, 8 months on the 9 year sentence. And I'm currently on parole right now. Got to go see my parole officer in the morning.
Man.
But like I've been out of prison for 9 months now. You know what I'm saying, on the straight path, and I'm not going back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Right.
putting God first. In prison,
Right.
I found God, and that's the first and foremost cornerstone and
Amen.
foundation in my life right now. God first.
Amen, bro. Okay.
I,
So damn, bro,
I,
this shit is a lot to fucking ingest.
but I'm still me though. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
But I, but,
And you
but
gotta
I
be.
still try to like, man, I'm off of peace first and all that. I still don't fuck with nobody. So just don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know.
So this is a lot of shit to digest for me, nigga, because you feeling a lot of parts of the story that I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's making sense now. Shit is coming together. You know what I'm saying? Because that type of time, you not being on your psych meds, so on and so forth, all of this shit is making sense. So now you in the city jail right now. They sentence you 9 years, and now you got to go to prison, the walls, this place
Well,
we all.
I was in the city jail. Went to Harris County jail. That's when they sentenced me to the 9 years. Now,
Right,
after they sentenced me for the 9 years in Harris County, then I transitioned to the penitentiary.
which is in Huntsville, right?
Well, it's they all over Texas, but the headquarters is in Huntsville.
Okay. So
I ended
now,
up doing the majority of my time on the Conley unit.
you're going to this place that we all been hearing crazy shit about since we was fucking young, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is not the state jail. This is not the county. This is real motherfucking prison where niggas is doing life, all type of shit.
Niggas
What
not
was on
coming
your
home.
mind on the bus ride to that motherfucker? What was going through your mind?
I know I'm about to have to do a whole bunch of fighting and a whole bunch of punching and all this shit. So I started doing jumping jacks, getting my wind up, doing little push-ups and shit, so I can know what I'm saying, be ready when I hit the yard.
What was
But
it
at the
like
same
that first
time,
day?
but at the same time, it's like I'm not the type of person that looks for no trouble. But if you come picking with
Right.
me, then there it goes. So that's
So so so
basically
what
how I
was it
did it.
like that first day that y'all actually pulled in? That first day that you was actually there?
The first day when I pulled into the unit, they do things called a heart check. Like basically, if you're a gang member, the gang members they gonna come before you put your shit in the cell or whatever, and they gonna be like, nigga, you about to do some motherfucking punching. But it was
Right.
niggas that knew me on the unit, or for whatever reason, they didn't want to heart check me. So they actually didn't even do no heart checking. Shit, this nigga was just like that. And shit, for whatever reason, they ain't heart check me. Shit, so I came in that bitch scripting.
So, so your first day, you come in, you immediately lock in with Crips.
Yeah, off the
And
rip.
what gang primarily ruled the penitentiary you was in? Was it mostly Crips? Was it mostly Bloods or Essays? Or
Okay, well, on the unit I was, it was Conley unit, and it was known as the Pippin Conley. So it
Gotcha.
was a whole bunch of Crips from Fort
Crips.
Worth, Dallas, H-Town is a Crip unit. My first
And how does
fight,
that?
my first fight was with a big blood nigga named Walt, out of from the West too. That was my first fight. That's my nigga, but I did handle the business.
I'm gonna dive more into that. But how does that shit work when you go into that environment? A primarily Crip unit. Are the gangs divided, or is it we all one unit? If a blood move, we all move.
It's
Or is it Hoovers over
divided, bro.
here, 60s over here?
Oh, okay. The blacks, the Mexicans and shit, they gonna be together. The white
Gotcha.
boys, they really ain't got no say. Bloods together, Bloods and Firus together, and all the Crips together. It don't matter if you 605, do 2 4 straight gangs of Crips, you Crip and we together.
Gotcha. So your first cellmate, who was your first cellmate and what was he like?
Damn, man. I don't even think I was so big at that point. Like they had me in lockup a whole bunch of times because they didn't have nobody to match up as my city. Because they go by the same height, same age, and same weight.
Right.
They're not gonna put a nigga that's 65 and 165 pounds and somebody in
Right.
the cell with somebody that's 26 and
Right.
340 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So a lot of times I was in the cell by myself.
Got you. Okay. So you get to prison, you find your people, y'all click up, and of course you know at some point you're gonna have a fight. You
Yeah.
said your first fight was with a big blood dude. What initiated that first fight?
Man, now this is my nigga. You know what I'm saying? First and
Mhm.
foremost, like I don't care what gang you're a part of. I'm cool with real niggas in general. I don't give a fuck if you a
Right.
blood, crip, SA nigga. If you real, I'm
As
fucking with
long
you.
as
You know
you
what I'm saying?
solid.
So yeah, as long as you
Right.
solid, man, I don't care what you is. So you know what I'm saying? I
Facts.
fuck with everybody. But
Facts,
man,
bro.
me and Walt, we getting into it for little shit, and we always be like, man, you know what, nigga, we gonna punch when we get back to the cell block or whatever. We get back to the cell block, and we be like, man, nigga, that shit dead or whatever. And one
Right.
time at the chow hall, we was like, we gonna punch him when we get back to the cell block, and
Mhm.
that time we was like, shit, nigga, we gonna actually punch. We
Right.
fought for about 7 minutes.
Mhm.
Shit, I won. I ended up, I had about, I had 4 fights in the penitentiary. Won 2, lost 2.
Mhm.
So. But with all niggas with certified hands,
Right.
3 black niggas and 1 essay.
Okay.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Niggas be like
Mhm.
essays and white boys ain't got no hands. Nah, nigga, a man is a man. I actually
Right.
took a L to one of the essays. Nigga,
Mhm.
it don't matter. A man, if you got nothing, nigga
Right.
don't underestimate nobody. All
If a
that
nigga got that dog
size,
in him, that shit is not gonna matter, bro.
all that because the nigga small and he big, they
Mhm.
shouldn't fight, nigga. None of that shit matter, nigga. You a man, nigga. Get out there and
If you
fight.
got that dog in you, that shit is not gonna matter, bro.
Nah,
So
like he mother.
you win you doing your thing, 4 fights, and then at some point you turn your life over to Allah.
Yeah, man. I was super stoned down Christian. Christians is the hardest to convert. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So a lot of the Muslim brothers was always, you know what I'm saying, coming at me with knowledge and stuff. But I'm like, nah, I'm Jesus. I'm Jesus. I'm Jesus.
Mhm.
But actually, when I actually started to read and study, and I seen that Prophet Muhammad actually followed in the line of prophets such as Jesus, and that it's actually a sin for us not to believe in Jesus or talk bad about Jesus. I was like, damn, Muslims do believe in Jesus. Man, that's a
Yep.
myth. You know what I'm saying? I joined the team, man. I like how they was walking. When they coming through the penitentiary, nigga, these are like gentlemen with character, bro. Like they carry themselves as like esteemed gentlemen, and that really caught my interest. Now I was
Right.
still gang banging and Muslim at the same time. A lot of units don't allow that, but where I was, it was acceptable.
Gotcha. So what was it about the Muslim religion that made you really feel like you can convert and turn your life around? What was the peace that you found in it? Like what was it that you were read or that you were hearing that made you feel like this is for me, this is what's gonna change my life?
Okay, well, but it was like, Prophet Muhammad was sent to correct the character of man. And
Right.
like I see, they walking through the penitentiaries like these respectable men. They still stay solid. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, brother? And I like the way that they
Right.
carry themselves. Start reading things like Prophet Muhammad, peace and mercy and Allah be upon him, once related
Right.
that you are to pay a man before the sweat dries on his brow. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I was like, damn, man, that's just some real shit. Don't what you gonna jack a nigga for or not pay him for? Nigga, if he do some work, nigga, pay him before his sweat even dries. And the small
Right.
things like that really took a hold of me and started constructing my character. Not
Right.
looking for trouble. Prophet Muhammad, he'll come into a room, and if somebody's sitting in his seat, he ain't gonna be like, bitch ass nigga, get up out my seat or whatever. He gonna
Right.
just find an open seat. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
always offer peace before war. Bro, I don't want no smoke. You want smoke? Yeah, nigga, I want smoke. Okay, then the smoke, but always offer
Right.
peace. You know what I'm saying? So the character,
Man, that's
upright
beautiful,
character.
bro. I like that. And it fits you too. Cause that's always who you've been. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you never really wanted no issues with niggas. But at the same time,
True.
you always had heart. So you wasn't gonna back down from shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, man, the whole religion, the whole persona of the religion is who you are, bro. So it's a piece to a puzzle, man. Um, okay, so we go into that prison yard. We make our connections with the Crips. We do what we got to do. We handle what we got to handle. We got 4 scuffles, 2 won, 2 lost. Eventually, we see a lot of this shit ain't about shit, so convert to a Muslim religion. And now we in the free world, and we rapping. Where are we going with the rap thing? Because you've been
Okay,
doing
well,
this shit, like I
I know
said,
you.
since we was young, but never just been free to really pursue the shit like a lot of other niggas. So now that your mind is clear, you know what I'm saying, your heart is clear, and you here and you focus and you ready to win, where you see yourself going with the shit?
And even more than rapping, man, I'm gonna bring entertainment to the stage. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna just be
Right.
me rapping. I'm gonna be dancing, just a whole
Okay.
entertainment thing. I noticed that. Noticed you said Big Hurt, but now I'm going by Akbar Hurt. You know what I'm saying? You know, Akbar is actually
Okay.
attributed to a lot of the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I like that better.
That
I like that better for sure.
so like Benny, when we was doing it on some beef shit. We wasn't really
Right.
doing it for money. We were doing it because we just love to rap. Now I'm
Yeah.
actually trying to learn the business side so I can actually get paid for this. Because it take
Yeah.
a lot to actually write a song, Benny. You know that. Your
Yeah.
anxiety kicking in, and
Yeah.
it's like a workout writing a song. You supposed to
Yeah.
get paid for it. So now I'm actually trying to get paid for it. That's the
And
direction
not
I'm
only
going.
that, man, but we vulnerable on this music. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our
Yeah.
music is vulnerable. A lot of our music is pieces of us that we don't just show as black men. So that in itself is we should be getting paid for that. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a lot of
Yeah.
bravery to be vulnerable. So you just recently did, I think, was this your first show, the Powwow show,
Well,
since you've been
actually,
home?
back in 2011 with my OG West, you know what I'm saying? Free OG West, you know what I'm saying? That was my first time doing the actual concert in 2011 with my OG West, yeah.
Was
So,
this
but
your
this,
biggest crowd that you performed in front of?
yeah, and live in concert with Powwow, yeah, that was the
Right.
biggest crowd. That big heck, like, and I was nervous, like when I first approached the stage, but once I got on stage, all that shit just shattered. And I see the crowd actually rocking with me, and I'm like, damn,
It
okay.
seemed like you was having a lot of fun, man. You was on stage, you was rapping, like you said, you was dancing, you was doing your fucking thing. Um, what is the message in your music? Like when we got a couple people on here that's watching right now, and there's some more people that's gonna watch when we repost it. When they go
Mhm.
listen to your music, what should they be expecting to hear?
I don't have just like how Young Jeezy gonna be just rapping just straight dope or
Yeah,
things like that. I just know I'm gonna speak real life experiences and
right.
everything that I speak is gonna be just straight truth.
Yeah,
Now whether you like my music or not, man, it's straight truth
yeah.
in my music, man. So
That,
the
that's what
message in
makes
my
me
music,
so
I'm
excited.
telling the truth.
That's what makes me so excited about the fact that you out and you're able to do it and nothing is stopping you from going full speed ahead because you came at the perfect time. I don't know if you know that shit, but as someone who studies hip hop, not as active as I used to be as far as rapping, but I'm always watching, always listening. And the thing now is realism. They want to hear people who got a story and they want to hear about that story and know how you doing, Miss Wanda. Thank you for listening, baby. And they want to hear about your story, and they want to know from the delivery, from the vibration that it's real, and that's what you bring to the table. So that shit make me excited for you, cause
Yeah.
when you get it, record it, package it, and finally deliver it how it's supposed to be delivered to the people, a lot of people is gonna fuck with it. But I want to lead to I want that to kind of segue to some of the shit that's going on in the game now. Because whether you know it or not right now, you're a rapper. You're a real rapper. It's not like back when we was coming up to where you had to be signed to be a real rapper. These days you can get major distribution through TuneCore, Bearshare. So you in the game, you just independent. you also a rapper who openly bang. You know what I'm saying? As a rapper who openly bang, and I don't know how much you keep up with what's going on in the industry right now, but you see a lot of big rappers are dying. Takeoff just died in Houston.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Takeoff. PNB just died in Cali. Durko the Ruler just died in Cali.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot his name. Somebody the Jeweler just died in Houston. So this is becoming one of the most dangerous professions, especially for those people who are in realism rap. Does that ever stay in your brain? Does that bother you that even though we've been doing this since we was young and it was really just an art, now that you're in it, now that you're about to go full speed ahead, it's one of the most dangerous professions?
Yeah, I mean, it crosses my mind, but at the same time, man, I'm not gonna let fear stop my
For
success.
sure.
And as you say, like openly banging, I'm not gonna even say I'm openly banging because, like I say, I fuck with any gang member. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I'm a respectful person, so I'm not gonna be saying fuck you, fuck this, fuck that.
Right.
And I'm respectful. Now, if you come at me with something, then that's when I'm gonna react. But for the first and foremost,
So
man,
when I say openly banging, I think of people like Nipsey, Snoop Dogg, YG. You know what I'm saying? They're not set
oh,
tripping
that's
at the
okay,
awards
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit,
record.
but
Yeah, yeah,
everybody
yeah.
know
Record
what they
like on
bang.
straight gangster
You
shit.
know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah. Okay, record that
So
we gonna call that record. Openly
let's
record.
let's go a little further into that. So recently, the young rapper Quando Rondo, he's a young dude who claims 60s. I think
Mm-hmm.
he's from either Chicago or California or something like that. His best friend just got killed in a car next to him. Most dangerous profession, like we said. And he threw down his flag after that. Quando said, okay, this shit is crazy. It's not what it used to be back in the 80s and 90s, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to bang no more. And he getting a lot of criticism from rappers who, like I said, openly bang in their music, or rappers who represent their gang in their music. How do you feel about that? As somebody who is an older crip, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who's been banging since you was younger, you've been through a lot of shit with this shit as well. Never threw down your flag and said, you know what, this is it, I can't do it. How do you feel about, and I think the little dude was like 22, but he getting a lot of flack about this. How do you feel about the situation?
Okay, first of all, man, it got to be in you. If it's not in you, then it's gonna fall out of you. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? It's in me. And another thing is, stop looking for trouble. If you going out there looking for trouble, disrespecting motherfuckers and causing all kind of drama, you gonna get what you put out. Just be a
right,
real nigga and be on the defensive. Like I'm Floyd Mayweather with this shit. I ain't gonna be offensive, but once you get the swinging at me and coming at me, that's when I'm a counter. You know what I'm saying? I'm a stand
right,
on this crippin', you know what I'm saying? God first and everything, but it's in me. So it
right.
ain't gonna never be out of me. That's just what it is. But God
I
come
feel
first.
that. I feel that. So, and I agree with that too. You go looking for trouble, you go find it every time.
Like a
Um,
motherfucker.
so recently, one of the most popular rappers in the industry, Takeoff, died in Houston. Um, from what I've heard in different interviews, their security detail is crazy. They always got
Mhm.
people around them, regular security guards, homeboys, so on and so forth. And somehow it still happened to where Takeoff got killed. So do you feel like the industry now is a place where you can't avoid the trouble? Because Takeoff, from what I heard, was like one of the most humble niggas, bro. He was one of those people that never caused trouble, never fuck with nobody, but just being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, see,
So
yeah,
do you feel like
one of the things I learned in prison is to mind your own motherfucking business. You feel me? So that's really not my business. You know what I'm saying? To even speak in, I don't know what the fuck they had going on.
got
Rest
you,
in peace, to take off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, bro, like I say, man, don't go looking for no motherfucking trouble. And if it
right.
comes, then that's when you defend it off. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
So let me
okay,
ask the
and
question
as
like
far
this.
okay,
Let
okay,
me ask the
and
question
to
like
get back
this.
to your original point. Like, bro, like I'm not out here fearing nothing, like because Allah says, God says, your time is appointed, so can't nothing rush your death date and can't nothing postpone it. When you die, it's your time to die, no matter what.
Like
So niggas can get shot 85 times and still live because it wasn't his
right.
time. So when
Yeah.
you got God in your motherfucking, when you got God in your heart, you know what I'm saying? You don't fear things like that. You know what I'm saying? So
So let me ask you.
I move
Let me
regardless.
ask. Let me ask the question like this: when your time come, and I know your time gonna come because I foresee it
For,
happening.
for
When you
sure.
start to blow up and start to get that notary and start to really
Hmm.
be on the on the spectrum of some of these other rappers like Quando Rondo, like Takeoff, like PNB. How are you gonna move differently? That's gonna enable that you can still maneuver in this game, get your money, but stay out of the bullshit.
Billy, I know
Or
I
who
done
are you
said
gonna
this,
have
brother.
around you that you know what I'm saying they shouldn't have around them? So on and so forth.
Okay, like I told you, Billy, don't go looking for trouble. A lot of times we create the motherfucking situations around us and be looking dumbfounded when something happens. Nah, nigga, you know what the fuck you done done? Like, you know what I'm saying? So don't
That's
go
true.
looking for trouble. Keep guard first. And as
Right.
far as the security detail, have people around you that are licensed to carry. You know what I'm saying? And
Not your
be
homeboys, not little Pookie in them. You gotta
man,
have
all your
real
home
licensed
man,
fucking security guards, bro.
and homeboys and shit, you gotta watch they motherfucking ass too. You don't know who to trust.
Right.
So man, at the end of the day, man, guard.
Facts.
Have guard with you.
I like that.
Even if you with the biggest security intel in the world, have guard with you, bro. Because you don't know who you
I
can
like
trust.
that. Okay. So just keeping on the idea of current events. Recently, the rapper formerly known as Kanye West, Ye, came out and he started talking about the monopoly on the music industry. Um, which I feel like is a lot lot less relevant today because, like I said, we're independent for the most part. You don't have to have a label to be the biggest artist no more. But I'm gonna ask you this because I can ask you this. You're actually an intelligent rapper. Um, do you just looking back on the industry as far as the rappers you know about in Houston, the rappers you know about in the industry, do you feel like there is some presence of racism in the industry? Do you feel like there are rappers and artists being taken advantage of by label owners? And if so, how do we change that?
Bro, the only way you're gonna be taking advantage of be get how can I say that? Only way that somebody gonna take advantage of you is if bro, if you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? If you a man, you ain't gonna get taken advantage of. Stand on your own 10 feet, bro.
Okay, okay. So you feel like there's no presence of racism in the industry?
Like elaborate on that. Give me a better understanding
So
of what you're saying.
so you have a 21-year-old that got popping on Instagram or TikTok. Single was hot, family come from nothing. Nigga only got one pair of shoes at the crib.
Mhm.
This Jewish label owner comes and offer him $20,000 up front, but I own your masters, I own your merch, I own your ringtone, I own your publishing. Everything about your music, your creativity, I own. But here, take this 20,000, 50,000, and get your family out the ghetto. Do you feel like that's prevalent in the industry right now? Or do you feel like that's just a myth and niggas need to read their contract better?
Yeah,
Nobody's been taken advantage of.
okay. Now, shit probably like that do happen. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, you signed that contract.
Okay.
Before you sign the contract, go get some legal help. Go get some people that actually know what you're signing. But at the
I
end of
agree
the
with that.
day, nobody putting a gun in your head. Sign this contract. You
I
signing
agree with
that.
that.
Do
I
your
agree with that.
due diligence.
Okay. 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 So let me ask you, do you want to go with a major label or do you want to stay independent?
I want to stay independent, but at the same time, if somebody want to sign me, you know what I'm saying, and the numbers right, and it's beneficial not only for me but for both parties, then I'm down with it. Because Prophet Muhammad related, in order to be fair, you must desire for others what you desire for yourself. So long as it's beneficial for both parties, I'd be down for that.
Okay.
But independent is like, yeah, yeah, that's the route. Yeah, I want the most paper I can get for
That's
myself.
the
You know what
grind,
I'm
man.
saying? And then show love to other people. You know what I'm saying?
Whenever you're dealing with independent, you're dealing with a real motherfucking grind. I appreciate the 4 viewers that's been in here rocking with us for the
Already.
Akhbar Hurt story. We talked
Like for her.
about his story from beginning all the way up to the present. And now I just want to talk a little bit about the future before we end everything. So what are you working on right now? Are you working on an album right now?
Okay, well, not an album, but I know I'm working on a single right now called. I don't even know how to. I don't even know what I'm calling the name of it, but I know how I'm gonna bring it. I know I'm talking about that smoking the sermon PCP because you got a lot of people talking about Percocets and drink and smoking weed and all that. It's a lot of people
Right.
that smoke sermon that's actually getting money. You know what I'm saying? That don't really have a voice. So I'm working on that right now. Holy water. I'm going to drown deep in the embalming fluid. So I'm actually working on that right now.
Okay, okay.
I'm really
So,
on the top of singles right now.
okay. So, any features or anything on this new project you're working on?
Nah,
On this new single you're
just all
working
me.
on? Just
All
all
me.
you? Who would you want to collab with in the future?
You, Billy.
Nigga, I barely rap now, but it might be something we could
Okay.
do. But
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just putting this out in the air because I know eventually when you start popping, this interview is gonna circulate. What big rappers or H-Town legends would you want to collab with?
Anybody that's telling the truth.
So yo, Blood Baths, yo, UBK Gang, Big Stony, yo, Realism Rappers,
Yeah, realism rappers. Anybody that's bringing
Kevin
the truth, I
Gates,
want to get on
and
the phone with.
Southern Realism Rappers, the Kevin Gates, the NBA Young Boys, the
Anybody that's bringing the truth, I want to work with.
who you listening to right now?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I grew up on that zero. That probably played a lot of role, you know what I'm saying, in my mentality too, you know what
We
I'm
didn't
saying?
even say Zero. Of course, Zero.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. But right now, man, I've been
Man,
jamming a lot of that Train Truth, man.
okay. I
Yeah.
got to see Zero perform live for the first time like 2 years ago, bro. That shit was crazy, the motherfucker. That nigga stayed. He don't even do a lot, but that nigga stage presence is so cool and smooth. The audience performing songs for him. I hate you.
Man, yeah,
It's a
goddamn.
level we all
Crazy
trying to
ass.
get to, bro.
Man, that's my motherfucking favorite rapper, man. That
Man,
nigga actually
definitely one of
popped
my
out
favorites.
the shit. Yeah.
I was just watching I think it was like the $1 million worth of game podcast. They was talking about how Zero was in the Philippines. And it was like they didn't even know who, I can't remember who the rappers was. It was like some New York niggas. They didn't even know who Zero was, but 100,000 people in the stadium in the Philippines was singing this nigga music like they knew it word for word.
God damn, that's crazy.
That's how
That's
it be
what's
though. The
up.
backpackers
Hey,
be really bigger in other countries, bro.
hey, because he's bringing the truth, bro. Anybody bringing the truth, people gonna jam your shit
And
because
then
we
it's
can
real, it's
relate to it.
lyricism, it's cadence and delivery on top of that. That nigga's just a fucking goat. Who else you
Yeah,
listening to
that
right
nigga is
now?
a go. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I be jamming that Peasy too. I guess a nigga out of
Okay.
Detroit. Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
heard of Peasy before.
yeah.
So Zero, Peasy, those like your biggest influences?
Can't forget Trey too, man. I be jamming that Trey too, man.
Trey.
Yeah,
Okay, so Trey,
the whole
Peasy,
NXT.
Zero. We got the SUC. It's still a few of y'all rapping. We got Lil Flip, Lil O. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Akbar Hurt, he want to collab with y'all boys. I know eventually this motherfucker gonna rotate. Y'all gonna see this interview. Reach out to him, man. But
yeah, for sure, man. H9 in this bitch.
H-Town in this motherfucker, man. But I ain't gonna hold y'all for too long, man. We've been on this motherfucker for about 2 hours covering the story of Akhbar. We went from the beginning, about 2 hours, from the beginning all the way to the present, man. We covered a lot of shit, and we debunked a lot of motherfucking A-Leaf myths, man. A lot of people from A-Leaf, when they see this, they're gonna be tripped out because there's a lot of blank spots we just say no, and this is an A-Leaf legend, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad we got to debunk a lot of these myths. I'm glad we got to get on here and talk about your music, what you're gonna be doing in the future.
Too, bro. Thank you too, bro.
For sure, man. This was a good ass interview, man. A dope ass interview. I know people gonna fucking appreciate, man. Thank y'all to the people that's been rocking with us from beginning to end, man. And pay attention to the story.
Name, man. Akhbar Hurt. Yeah. Follow me. I'm gonna give y'all
go ahead and give them your information. Let them know where they can find your social media and your music, man.
Okay. Facebook is gonna be WEADABAG @Hurt. And my Instagram is gonna be Akhbar Hurt music page. Now, you know, I'm just getting out, so I ain't got the whole YouTube and all that, everything, you know what I'm saying, in line. Yeah, goddamn, I'm fresh out. But once all that get in line, you know what I'm saying, everything gonna fall in place. Y'all remember the name, Akhbar Hurt.
Straight like that, man. And thank y'all again for tuning in to another episode of 24 Hours Underground. And we're going to end it just like that. Much love, my brother. It was good talking to you. Good seeing you again, man. Be safe out there. For sure.